Hello, Merry Christmas, everybody, and welcome to the holiday episode of Watch Out. I'm your host, Drew Pizzulo. This is my little elf Reese's. She is a little shy, but that has always been the case. Lay down, baby. So, today's episode, we are actually going to talk about, since it's actually 12 days before Christmas, we will talk about the 12 best places where you can buy watches during this holiday season. And they can range from a whole different host of places, but they're going to be online. We're not focusing in person, we're not focusing in stores, we're just focusing online places where you can get the best deals and the best type of variety for all the watches that you know, love, and enjoy. So, without further ado, let me get into this to close out this wonderful year that we're having. Number 12 is watchwarehouse.com. This is a pretty large warehouse of watches. Coming from the US, you're able to get an assortment of brands, whether it's Swiss, whether it's Japanese, I guess some Chinese watches as well, but it's got all your goodies, everything from Gucci to Seiko to those type of brands. You got Rado, all those different type of brands. Not super high end, but you're looking more towards regular brands, and they usually run some nice holiday sales there that keep it, very affordable, and you can get some nice deals, especially on that website, and they should be able to get the deals to you pretty quickly in time for Christmas. Number 11. This one takes you outside of a website. This type of website is Etsy. Okay, now this you may not figure would be the case. Etsy actually is more like eBay in that type of sense, that it will allow you to not only find more pre-owned watches, because you're looking basically anything that you're looking for, you'll find on Etsy like you would on eBay or that type of thing. But you're dealing with people who already have watches that are used and pre-owned. So at this point, you're going to be looking for more of a case that these watches can come from sellers, but you can bargain for the price. Etsy does allow you to go back and forth and bargain to a degree on that price. So check out Etsy for if you have a specific type of watch that you have in mind that you would like to get for the holiday season. And you could always ask them for speedy delivery, especially in time for Christmas. When you're dealing with sellers, it's a little bit easier than when you're dealing with companies. So Etsy would be number 11 on my list. Number 10, this is an interesting type of website because it just doesn't focus on watches. It focuses on all unique products. touchofmodern.com. You may have seen their commercials, and their game is we want stuff that is off the wall, kind of unique, and that's basically what they specialize in. So you're going to get more of the, how do I put this? You're going to get more of a unique type of watch. They focus especially in brands that you may have not heard of. But at the same time, you had plenty that you do. I've seen several on them in terms of, I've seen Cartier up there, I've seen Concord, I've seen Corum, I've seen a lot of high-end brands, but then you have the brands that you may have not heard of that are one-off brands or micro brands that they like bringing out. And they have like 3 different types of categories. They have first category, they have 500 and under. The second category they have like is 1500 and under, or 500 to 1500, and then the over 1500 category. But the watches that they specialize in is the land of the weird and the land of the unique, like the Xerics of the world. Those type, the HYT, the height watches, those type of things, where they like to get you into the mind of how things work. So you're going to find a lot of skeleton type of watches, mechanical movements, but they have all different types, whether you're looking for batteries, whether you're looking for automatics, whether you're looking for wind-ups or mechanical type watches. You'll find it all there at touchofmodern.com. And they do have new and pre-owned watches. So go take a look there. You do have to go to the website and then kind of register in there first before you can see their whole catalog that they have. Number 9, this is more of an upscale website, watchbox.com. They specialize in Swiss luxury. Here's where you're going to find your Rolexes of the world, the Patek Philippe's, the Cartiers, the Piagets, those types of watches you're going to find here. If you're looking for a specific high-end piece, that's where you look for when it comes to watchbox.com. That's what they're going to specialize in. They're going to, think of the Omegas, the Breitlings, that type of class of a watch. You're looking real high-end, Hublot, all those types, you would go to watchbox.com for it. Number 8 is worldofwatches.com. Now, they used to have a podcast, which was a really good one, and they used to do it weekly, and it was kind of like a QVC special, but they stopped doing that years ago. But they do still have a bunch of different watches on their website, and they have all different types of brands, Oris and Rado and you name it, Corum, and a lot of the ones that I've specified before, Bell and Ross, those types of things. They frequently get all the Swiss brands in, Omegas of the world, and they also have your Seikos and Citizens and Casios and stuff like that as well. So check out World of Watches as number 8 on our list. Number 7, Watches of Switzerland. Again, similar to number 9 in Watchbox, you're dealing with the high-end watches. So they probably even have more than Watchbox does in terms of high-end, more different types of brands that you wouldn't normally see. Again, the Mont Blanc, those types of brands. If you're looking for more of a higher end watch, and it's going to cost you, anywhere. I mean, you're looking anywhere, maybe a slight discount off retail, because they may happen or may not happen to be certified retailers of them, and if that's the case, then you may get a discount depending on what the manufacturer wants to do. But they all come with manufacturer's warranties. They all back up their the warranties and stuff like that, so they give you service and everything like that. So Watches of Switzerland, high-end, they're almost like the Bouquier online in that aspect. And Watches of Switzerland does have stores too around the world, so they are able to get a lot of inventory from their stores and from their online warehouse, and to get it to you in time for the Christmas holiday. Number 6, Ashford. Ashford's a big website. They specialize, again, a crapload of everything from your Citizens and Seikos of the world, all the way up to, they even sometimes have Rolex. They have your Cartiers. They have, the Hublots. They have different types of stuff. You name it. I mean, they're loaded. Okay, Ashford does run seasonal sales sometimes, which can get you, especially during the holidays, a nice discount off the regular price of the watch that they usually have online. Keep in mind, none of these places you're paying MSRP. You're paying a discounted rate off the MSRP, but sometimes they'll run an extra sale where you can get an extra discount off that sales rate to save you a little bit even more money for the holidays. Number 5, Amazon. Can't leave out Amazon anywhere you go these days. Yes, I know, baby. Amazon will basically have everything to a degree, because you're dealing with a mixture of manufacturers, warehouses, and sellers. So sometimes you're able to bargain every once in a while, but Amazon's the biggest retailer in the world, so you're going to have the biggest selection out there, because they're pulling not only from their own website, they're pulling from other stores like Walmart, like different places that can get things for you if they can't. So Amazon's always a good bet if you're looking for a particular watch And especially the best thing about Amazon, as you know, you can get it overnight and even sometimes the same day by courier. So especially if it's a last minute deal or it's a last minute sales pitch that you need something overnight really quick for that specialized gift, they have a lot of options to get it to you really quickly if you are at the 11th hour. Number 4, WatchMax. 4 and 3 go together. 4 and 3, WatchMax and Joma Shop. They're like sister companies in this aspect. Again, large, some of the largest luxury you're going to have in terms of different type of watch brands. I mean, they will have to have 50, 60 brands at least that range anywhere from cheap to expensive, Swiss to Japanese to Chinese to French to they usually don't specialize in micro brands, but they do specialize in Swiss and the Japanese and the Chinese and all the rest of those brands, and they get them to you really, really quickly within the week. Sometimes they can get them to you for a couple of days. I think WatchMax, they have warehouses in New York, so if you're on the East Coast, you can get it really quick within a couple of days, and they do have the overnight feature as well. If you want to pay more, they can get it to you overnight. So again, if you're at the 11th hour and you need a specific watch, you can go there as well. So WatchMax and Joma Shop, some of the most well-known and some of the most popular ones on the market, are the 4th and 3rd best places to go. Number 2 on my list is Chrono 24. For people who don't know Chrono 24, it's like the eBay of watches. Basically, they only specialize in watches. For sellers, again, this is not a store, this is all sellers. They both specialize in new and used, so they literally have every brand. And the sellers of watches go here. This is a worldwide site, doesn't matter where you are in the world. And they have sellers from around the world selling their watches to you. And this is the largest seller of watches in terms of sellers out there in that type of community if you're looking for a specialized watch. And they have them in all different types of conditions with all different types of bands depending on the watch you're looking at. Chrono 24 is known throughout the watch community and the watch world. Just go to chrono24.com to take a look at that if you need a specialized watch for the holiday season. And finally, number 1, last but not least, is, of course, eBay. eBay is where you're going to find, it's where it all started. Any types of watches that you want, again, from both stores and sellers. They literally have every watch out there, minus sometimes some micro brands, because they just may not be specialized enough. People may not have enough to sell out there, the one that you're looking for. But they are basically going to have everything that you need in terms of watches, to say the least. And they always have the options of getting them to you overnight based on the seller, different types of options. You just have to work with the seller. You can haggle with the price. Obviously, sometimes eBay also offers holiday discounts or eBay bucks, which is pretty rare these days, but it does happen. Sometimes they more likely do a coupon code for like a 3-day holiday special. They do that 4 or 5 times a year, in which they can save you 15 to 20%, especially off luxury watches that are on the upper end. So please be on the lookout for those in the special times of years. You can really save a lot. Keep in mind, with most of these sites, you're going to have to pay tax. Wasn't the case years ago, but it is now. It's just the way it is. So a lot of different sellers on these sites sometimes will offer free shipping to counteract the tax hit. That never used to be there, but you're going to have to pay tax on the watch, especially if you're in the U.S. And sometimes with a lot of these sites, keep in mind you're going to have to pay customs fees, especially if it's international. In order to get them in this country, I know if you're dealing with DHL, UPS and FedEx, they're going to actually ask by text for your credit card so they can import the custom fees. and pay for them this way. When they get to your door, all you have to do is sign, and you don't have to pay at the time of purchase. You can just prepay in advance. So keep those things in mind when you're buying watches for the holiday season, and keep those places in mind for the top 12 places to go during the holiday season for whatever you are searching for in the watch world. Thanks again for joining us today. For me and my little elf Reese's, we wish everybody a Merry Christmas and a happy holiday season, and we will see you in 2024. And say goodbye, Reese's. Watch out. We'll see you next year.